Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing the next palette review in my palette roulette series in which I choose a palette that's in my collection that might also be in your collection, and I utilize it for a week. I come back to you, I talk to you about my experiences with said palette. We show you some pictures of the looks I was able to get out of the palette. We also do some live swatches most of the time, and then we pick another palette. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope that you'll want to stick around. For those of you new here today, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta, and I get a lot of education in my position. So I do like to bring you all that education through my channel. So we do a lot of reviews here. We also do a lot of hauls, a lot of project planning, and just general makeup chit chat because I like to talk about makeup, and if you're here, you also like to talk about makeup. So let's make a moment of it. Hit me up down in the comment section. I will chat with you down there. I hope that you'll want to subscribe before you go. With that said, let's roll into this palette. All right, guys. So the palette that we are reviewing today is this one. This is the Athr Beauty Moonlight Crystal palette. Moonlight, I think. Anyway, I got this from Ipsy. I do believe it was in an Ipsy X Halsey box, and it supposedly was made specifically for that Ipsy X Halsey box. However, it is for sale on the Sephora website. So this is what the palette looks like. It is a really pretty like gemstone cut. You can see that it's actually pretty like tactile on the box. I mean, at least I hope that you can see that it is raised quite a bit to represent a gemstone cut, and it is purple and pink and beautiful, and the back side is flat with that gradient on it, and it doesn't have anything on it other than this little box over here that is so tiny of writing that I cannot see what's in it. It does open rather weird. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this lip here is like follows along with the box. So it is a completely cardboard box, so it's supposed to be 100% recyclable. You open it up, this is what it looks like. No mirror, again 100% recyclable, and these are what the shadows are, but you can see the lip, it kind of follows it around. So if you don't like 100% shut it right, it won't shut on you. It did take me a couple tries to get used to that. I mean, it's not like not intrusive by any matter, but it is a little odd. The little plastic piece that protects the shadows does have the shadow names on it. They are not on the palette at all, and this is the color story of the palette. It is upside down, so it would be like this, what you're seeing as you're looking down on it. I mean, it's a good palette for like holding in one hand, you know, using with maybe you have to stand up to do your makeup. Maybe you're sitting down and looking at a small vanity mirror to do it. You can hold it in one hand and it's not like uncomfortable to hold, even though that like shelf does exist in here. On the inside of the palette, it does say some words, so I'm just gonna read them for you. It does say, "Hello, beautiful. We have removed the mirror and magnets inside to be more sustainable. We strive to make the best sustainable choices in all of our products. And let's be real, you'll probably be using the palette in front of a mirror anyway. By removing the mirror and magnets, it becomes fully recyclable, and we are saving this palette from going directly to the landfill. It's a win-win for both you and our Mother Earth. Thanks for your love and understanding. Hashtag good vibes beauty." Then it has it also in French. So again, 100% recyclable. They're trying to do it to be more sustainable to the earth. And I found that to be true for all of Athr Beauty products. That is like their aesthetic when it comes to their brand. Now, this brand did always used to be called Athr Beauty, but it was at one point in time spelt very differently than it is currently. Right now it has the A with the long line over the top of it to tell you it sounds like A, and then THR. Athr. There's, that's it. There's no like other vowels in there, which makes it very odd, but it is what it is. So this Athr Beauty Moonlight palette is a Moonlight Crystal palette is $58. I found it on Sephora's website. It does have a star rating of 4.4, and that is with 44 reviews on it. I wouldn't necessarily say it's worth $58. As a matter of fact, let's just get it right out here. I think this is a crap palette. I am going to give it to my daughter. As soon as I'm done with this, I wish I had not touched it, because then I could possibly sell it. I can make anything work. I can. This palette is shit. Tell me how you really feel, Donna. Yep. So, do not waste your $58 on this palette. Each one of these pans does have, moving right along, each one of these pans does have 0.04 ounces of product per pan in it. It has 12 shades. Those 12 shades accommodate 4 different formulas. We have our finishes, I guess. We have shimmer, metallic, dual chrome, and matte. This is a vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, recyclable packaging kind of Mother Earth friendly palette. I give it kudos for that. It was a limited edition palette, like I said, specifically formulated for the Ipsy X Halsey box, but they had so much left over that they sent it to Sephora to sell, which I don't understand entirely about that. It is supposedly sapphire infused and crystal charged. So directly from the website, it says, sapphires help restore balance within the body, aligning physical, mental, and spiritual health, bringing serenity and peace of mind, which is why it is infused with sapphires. I can appreciate that. Sapphire is my birthstone. I love me a good sapphire. That is not a good sapphire, in my opinion. The brand is considered clean and planet positive at Sephora, so if you're looking for clean beauty, this would be a palette for you to pick up. On the website and on Sephora, it also says that this is a long wearing palette. So this is where this palette is shit comes in. Everything that it boasts as far as longevity, high pigmentation, like those kind of things, I really feel like is blowing smoke up your butt, if I'm honest. It does not last very long on your eyes. This eye look I just put on my eyes not that long ago, and I can already see some fading on the outskirts in this gray. I can also see it moving around in the crease. This is not normal for me anyways for makeup application in my realm. I am really good at what I do here for the most part, and I can, as you guys have told me many a time, make anything work. I can make this palette work. I cannot make this palette stay. And I don't have oily eyes, so it's not like it's going away because my eyes are so oily or I'm using the wrong primer. I've used multiple different primers. I use the primer that I use on my eyes for almost every other eye look I have ever done. I've used it bare skin. I've used it with concealer even, and I don't put concealer on my eyes. I hardly ever even wear concealer, but it just won't stay. I would tell you in my experience that this lasted approximately 5 hours at best. Now that's not saying that you didn't see any fading prior to that point. Again, this has been on my eyes for maybe 2 hours and I can already see fading and I can already see creasing. I can also see on the inner portions of my eye where it's kind of like exacerbating texture and kind of like wearing away, and that's not normal either. So that's what I got for you. And like I said, 5 hours at best if you could get it to perform. So in addition to the fact that it didn't last as long as it boasts on the website and on Sephora, it also does not perform very well at all. There are several of the shadows in here that are just awful. This one specifically, you can't do anything with this one. You can't pack it on because it's going to shift. You can't blend it because it becomes patchy and gross. It actually looks very awful on your eyes. This one isn't bad. This one isn't bad. I mean, these three colors right here, this one, this one, and this one, I do have on my eyes today. This is probably one of my favorite eye looks, but again, it's already starting to wear away and it's only been on my eyes for 2 hours. The rest of the shades in here are actually kind of poop. The mattes are fine, but they're more like satins. I would not call the mattes in here mattes, i.e. this one is supposedly a matte. I do believe this one is supposedly a matte, but it is in my eye look today, and as I started to blend it out, it got very like glassy, shiny, so I'm like, that is not a matte. That is a satin. There is no, I mean, even cream to powder matte, it's not happening in this palette. There is actually, as far as I can tell, 0 mattes in this palette. Maybe this one, but both of them are poop. This one I did have a better time with than this one, of course, but whatever. The duochromes are definitely not duochromes, and the shimmers are shimmery, but more not shimmery. And I mean, they're pretty, don't get me wrong. This silver, this one here is supposedly a shimmer, and it's actually, I think it's actually a duochrome. Let me see. Yeah, it's specifically labeled as a duochrome. This is not a duochrome. So a duochromatic metallic, not. Metallic, not. It's maybe a shimmer, maybe not a duochrome. The formula in these feels really great. They do feel very, very nice, very soft, very beautiful. They feel like they're going to perform well. They're very buttery to the touch. They're also easy to work with in that you can pick them up on a brush, you can pick them up on your finger. Like, there is no problem. Even they're not like super hard packed. They're very powdery in the pan, and therefore they will fall out all over your face. So easy to pick up, I guess. Not easy to manipulate with each other. They do not play well with each other. They do not play well without each other. They do not play well with any other shadow, if I'm honest. As soon as you try to blend many of these shadows, they go away. So patting them on and then blending them out, like, there's a lot of patchiness that occurs, and then you have to go back in and pat more on and try not to move it, which is hard to do if you're trying to create a total look. They are super patchy, or they completely void once you start trying to move them around on your eyes. No amount of primer, concealer, bare eye, anything will make it change. Setting spray, glue, nothing helped these shadows, in my opinion. I liked that they had great ingredients for you. They boast ingredients of moringa oil, which is to help reduce fine lines and wrinkles, which I think is great for eyes, aging eyes specifically. It's also supposed to help soothe any kind of inflammation. I did find that these didn't bother my eyes at all. Even putting them on like my waterline, no bothering of my eyes at all. And I have to think a lot of that comes from like the good for you properties within the formulation. They have organic shea butter, which helps to moisturize and nourish. This is great for dry eyes, dry eyelids. And of course, hydrating coconut oil. So they are full of great ingredients, and I have to be honest, I wanted to love this so much. This color story, if you all know me, tell me this color story is not me. It was not good, you guys. It just wasn't, and it pains me to say that. So I am going to swatch them. I'm not exactly sure how they're going. I think I'm going to go like these four, and then these four because I don't really know how to do it otherwise, but let's swatch them real quick. Okay, so first we have Full Moon. Full Moon is on my eyes today. Full Moon is a lilac peach duochrome. Tell me this is not a lilac peach duochrome, and it is on my eyes today. It looks very silver. There is no lilac, or I mean, I guess maybe on around the edges you could. I'm just like, okay, this is not. It's not what it boasts itself to be. Okay, then we have Moon Dust. Moon Dust is a silver metallic. I really did like this. Those two shadows actually I quite loved, but I mean, they're not what they pretend that they are, and again, they just still don't last long. So like the longevity of the shadow, I need an eyeshadow palette to last quite a while on my eyes. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, put makeup on, and sometimes I'm not out of stores until 7 o'clock at night. So, you know, a good shadow for me needs to last at least 8 to 10 hours. And if you're lasting 5 at best, that's not good in my opinion. Okay, so then we have this one, which is called Spirit. This one I think was probably the worst in the palette. This is also labeled a duochrome. It's definitely not a duochrome. It says white violet duochrome. It is lilac. It's a lilac shimmer. And then we have Moonchild, which is supposedly a matte, and it is an orchid matte. And it works good in small doses, and that is about it. So when I say in small doses, I mean like buffing out on top. Like if I were to take it on like a stippling brush and try to use it to blend out this gray in my eye look, I think it would work in that fashion. As a matter of fact, I do have an eye look where I used it in that way, and it looks super. But anything more than just a little tiny bit to buff out certain shadows, it doesn't work very well. Let's do these 4 in the center, and then we'll do the other outer 4. So this one is called, I think, Psych. It might be Psyche, but this one is a violet duochrome. Again, I just don't see the duochromatic properties of it. It does have a little tiny bit of a blue shift, but not enough that you can see it in an eye look. Once it's on your eye, like it just looks purple. And then we have Insight, which was also a favorite of mine, honestly. This one is a lilac shimmer, and it's just so, so pretty in an eye look. I liked it a lot, but again, it just doesn't last. Then we have this one, which is Sapphire, and it is considered a teal black duochrome, and I would say of the duochromes, this one looks to be the most duochromatic of the duochromes, but it also doesn't show up on your eye this way. This shadow actually is quite a mess in an eye look. And then we have this one here, which is called Libra, and it is a spring green duochrome, and it's just kind of like a minty mossy green, and I just don't think that there's any duochromatic properties in there. The last 4 I put on this hand, so I'm going to try and squeeze them on here somewhere. All right, so this one is called Intention, and Intention is in my eye look today, and it is a charcoal matte. I think of the matte shades, this one is more matte than any of them, but this one also is one of the ones specifically that I could see getting shiny in a blend. So I'm just not sure that this is actually a matte, a full-on matte. Then we have Manifest, which I put right next to that purple on purpose. So Manifest is an amethyst metallic. And tell me, can you see the difference in those 2 shadows? Yep. Nope. Me either. And you definitely can't see a difference on an eye look. They look the exact same on an eye look. Now, again, one is Psyche. This one is Psych or Psyche, whichever, and it's supposed to be duochromatic, and the other one is supposed to be an amethyst shimmer. I mean, there's no difference, and there's no difference in an eye look. You cannot see a difference. Okay, so the next one is called Eclipse. And that one is like a purple-ish black matte is what it is like labeled as, what it is slated to be. This one, in my opinion, does not have any kind of purple in it. This one also is a really good matte, but it's listed as a metallic. There's no metallic. So the last one is called Ritual. I'm going to put it right there. And that guy swatches so good. Oh my gosh, it swatches so, so good. It is a teal matte, but it is a damn mess. Like you put it on, it automatically becomes patchy. It doesn't want to blend. It doesn't want to play. It doesn't want to stay. It is awful. It is awful. And I just wanted it to, you guys, I just really wanted this color story to work for me. This is the shades in that palette entirely. So you'll have to tell me if you feel like this one looks like a metallic, because I definitely don't think it looks like a metallic. You can kind of see a smidge bit of a difference in tone in these two purples, but tell me whether you think both of those needed to be in the palette. Tell me what you think. Okay, here's a true tea. Do you guys have this palette? Because I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I do know that I have some friends out there that have this palette that have probably a different opinion than I do. I'm sure of it. Tell us what you think of it down in the comments, because you guys, I think that, you know, makeup is subjective. People like what they like and don't like what they like, or don't like what they don't like. And I think that there's probably someone out there that thinks that this palette is fantastic. I'm sure that there is. I just don't think $60 is what this costs. Like, after all of everything is said and done, the palette is $58. Shipping and handling, whatever it is going to be, it's going to cost you over $60 for this palette, and it is definitely not worth it. And for me, I don't know about you, but for me, y'all know what I do. I need a palette to last at least 10 hours on my eyes. And because this one doesn't, that automatically, okay, not at least 10 hours, but at least 8 to 10 hours. And because this doesn't even come close to that, I will never pull for it. Also, it was a struggle. I do think that I have an eye look that I took a picture of, that I did on my eyes, that I took a picture of maybe an hour and a half after I had put it on my eyes. You guys will see. It is a damn mess. And you should not have to work this hard to get an eyeshadow to work for you. You should also not have to work that hard and then pray that it stays on your face. You can get e.l.f. shadows that do better than that for $4. So you can get Morphe palettes that do better than that with 3 times as many shades for $30. That's saying a lot. If you know, you know. So with that said, I am not, this is being decluttered. This is going away. This is coming out of my collection, I'm giving it to my daughter, and I will not even think twice about doing so. I'm going to go pick my next palette, and I will be right back. Okay, my next palette that I will be talking to you about will be this one, and I have to be honest with you guys. I recorded this video last week. It was supposed to go up on Wednesday, and it didn't go up on Wednesday because my card was jacked. I don't know. There was something wrong with my card. Anyways, I'd recorded all of my videos for next week, or for last week on this card. I had 2 specific videos I wanted to put up, and then when I went to edit it while I was out of town, for some reason, the card wouldn't let me. Anyways, long story short, I had already picked my new palette. I had already done this review, and I had already started using this. So you're going to see some dip marks in here because I have been in it. But the next palette I am going to review is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. So you guys, Natasha Denona is my jam. She's my fave. I always use her when I just want a week that I know everything is going to work the way I need it to work. And that is what I needed last week and what I will need this week. So I'll just have 2 weeks worth of use. So you guys will see a lot of eye looks, hopefully, coming from this palette. But this is an all neutral palette, which is crazy sauce because I'm not a neutral girl. But this is what the color story looks like. And I just, so far, spoiler, I've been having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that you loved it so much that you're considering giving it a thumbs up. I hope, like I said at the beginning, that you liked me or it enough that you want to subscribe before you go. And if you do that, don't forget to hit the notification bell, because I upload 3 times a week, and I would hate for you to miss anything. Don't forget to hit that notification bell because it will notify you every single time I upload a video. And yeah, I just hope that 2022 is treating y'all kindly. I hope that you and yours are well, that you're safe, that you're sound, that you're getting along in this crazy world that's getting closer and closer to normal as we move through it. But I hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.